So, good afternoon, Mr. Small.
Good afternoon, Mr.
So this is our initial O3. And so with our O3s, we're gonna have our weekly meeting notes where we're both gonna take notes. We're gonna have our agenda going through.
Okay.
And then an overview of the agenda is check-in, task check-in. You'll receive your coaching binder, and then professional development goals and coaching session on See It, Name and Do It. Okay? So first I just want to check in, see how you're doing personally, outside of KHS.
Okay.
How are you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. It's
Mhm.
it's new. Coming to be a lot higher ed, so it's a little different dynamic. I feel like I'm adjusting to it pretty well, and adjusting to the pace. I think that was the biggest thing for me, is just the pace and schedule. And so, so personally, it's a big adjustment in lifestyle.
Yeah.
So, but it's falling into place pretty good.
Okay. What about at home? Like, how are your kids? How's your wife? How are you physically?
Me, I have to make sure to watch my health, because there's so much is going on that I have to, like, I got previous place employment, they had set lunchtime. That you have to be much more flexible.
Yeah.
So as it translates to home and everything, it's just it's been an adjustment a little bit, because I still have some children in school, a couple in high school, a couple in middle school. So so in the mornings we don't see each other much anymore. You know, but then in the afternoon, this is allowed for some. Actually, the deposit allowed me to be home around time to help with homework.
Okay.
Which I didn't get to do previously. So it's a change. There's also a lot of positive to it, because I'm able to sit down with kids and help them with their homework and all that.
Okay. Well, I'm happy that you're able to do that. I do know, like, you have to be very flexible in a position, and hopefully things start to settle down, like after week 8, 9, 10, and it'll be a little bit more consistency. So we're gonna check in about grades. Your grade book currently, and we're gonna pull up your grade book. So I know Joseph is a scholar, so we're just gonna look at his grades really quick. Check out your grade book. And quick look up computer science. So currently you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 grades in your grade book, and only 1 homework assignment. Can you tell me a little bit more about the homework assignment?
So what we'll start doing now is with the homework, we're going to pick up, because in the code.org units, there is independent work that the scholars have to do online through code.org. So we do the classroom work, and then they have to do some independent work outside of that. So like the first couple of weeks is more like a survey and some introductory stuff. Now they're actually working with doing some of the coding, so this the homework, what they call the assessment.
Yes.
Part of it, they have to go in and do independent work outside of the classroom. And so just started, like for tomorrow, they have to have lesson 4 completed online, and I can go in there and see and chart their progress.
Okay.
But I also understand that we have a digital divide with some of the scholars. So since Friday is a longer class period, I'm going to incorporate some time for them to be able to go in there and I can actually monitor their progress and answer questions.
Okay, so that's pretty cool. So I do understand that, and also, like, they may not have the resources at home, so it's important that we provide them that time here. So I think your grades are up to date. You didn't put any grades in after Tuesday. I want you to make sure, though, you keep in mind, like, I sent you the email about the missing grades. Make sure all your scholars have grades, and all the grades are dated and has the assessment category with the title of the assessment.
Okay.
Because when you go into your grade book, if you go here, if I'm a parent and I click here, I can see a description, right? So I can define like what's happening in the grade book. This scholar did not turn it in, or this scholar was absent. They can turn this assignment back,
Okay.
and by the date that they return.
Okay.
Yep. But we are, since we're not accepting any late work, we can take the work when scholars are excused absent.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And it's that's the one day after they return?
Yes.
Okay.
Any questions about that?
No. No.
Okay.
Do one quick question. There was some
Mhm.
that came a little bit later, and there was a couple of assignments. So what I did was I just excused them from those assignments because there were a couple scholars that came in kind of like a week or two after.
Oh, yeah.
So I just
So
excused them from
if
it.
they're exempt, so since it was a scheduling issue and it's on our part, they can definitely be exempt from it. Okay? Lesson plans. So we're gonna go into lesson plans. Lesson plans have been more consistent since you've been using code.com. They're aligned to the objectives, to the assessment. The only push that I have for lesson plans now is like incorporating our celebration of mastery.
Okay.
So you're working, I know I was looking at one of your objectives yesterday. It was something about identifying specific codes in something. I don't have the language right in front of me, but being able to celebrate that mastery for those students who mastered, right? So we know for sure Joseph, he hasn't mastered a lot in that class because he's at a 67%.
Right.
But you have Central Brown who's at mastery. So how does Central Brown feel coming in every day? How does Central Brown come in every day knowing that he's mastering something, but he's not recognized for that mastery?
Okay.
So I want to push you to kind of like show more classroom mastery celebration at the beginning of your lesson.
Okay.
Okay?
I like it.
Yep.
Which would be easy to do because you can see their progress.
And so with the classroom mastery at the beginning of the lesson, like you just said, is going to show like, hey, I see you and your success in the class, and I want to celebrate that, and it's also going to push other scholars,
Okay.
right? Another push for lesson plans is that I know Code.com is doing a great job of giving you everything and compiling it all together, but taking a step back and saying, hey, I'm going to say this, I'm going to do this. So it's kind of like you creating a script for yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I would say moving forward, like creating that script. Any questions about that?
No. I got your feedback on even incorporating it into the PowerPoints.
Mm-hmm.
So just taking it from there, because there's some of the things that are like, they do give you like the suggested scripts, but it's not me.
Yes.
So I gotta make it more genuine. I even tried to repeat some stuff that said that some scholars like.
Yes.
So it was like, okay, I gotta apply it to make it more real.
Yeah. Put your personality in it too, with the twist of like what's expected here at KHS, right? Because that coding.com is definitely a great, generous resource, but also too, we have to make sure we take out bits and pieces that's going to benefit our scholars and help them grow.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions about lesson plans or gradebook?
No, I'm getting the hang of it, so it's
Okay.
just starting to fall in place for me.
Yeah, and as you go and you have questions about it, just shoot me a quick email or chat or whatever you need, okay?
Okay.
And then, so I don't have anything else for those either. So we're going to go into your coaching binder, okay? So this is the 2018-2019 coaching binder. This is what we're going to use. It's so funny. This is what we're gonna use while we're in our coaching sessions.
Okay.
And it's also going to incorporate the academic instructional coaching sessions as well as the coaching sessions that we have for the cultural routines and systems when we have those meetings, okay?
Okay.
So bring those, we should have that at every meeting.
Okay.
And I can keep that in here and we can put our notes back in there, review it, you can come get it if you need it, add resources to it, whichever you want, okay?
Okay.
Questions about the binder?
No.
Okay. Is all personalized? And then going to professional development goals. This is something we believe in, professional development. Here at KHS is so important that not only our scholars grow, but also our staff grows as well. Do you have any goals, or do you have any professional developments that you may want to attend?
I think right off the top is just a little more. I know I need more professional development with teaching, and you know, I really appreciated when we came up with the onboarding process, and then, but I know I need more in the teaching, and so that would be one. Because I don't think I could be a good administrator here if I don't really understand the teaching methodology and really have it nailed. And then, of course,
No, that's like the tone.
I know what student life is on a college campus,
Not killing
but there's
everybody.
some differences in K through 12. So just in terms of learning how to be the dean work, more professional development that, you know, how to identify when to apply the consequences and just kind of, you know, learn how to understand our scholars a little bit better.
Slaves were sold to the Europeans mostly by the Arabs.
So from what I heard, you want to get more teaching professional development and different techniques on how to implement K through 12 curriculum.
Right, and then administrative work as well.
Okay.
I mean, I remember learning, but that's how, it wasn't until I got to college until I realized, like, oh. And then you look back on the teachers and you're like,
And that's like the danger.
Really want to get the administrative side down pat where you develop a level of expertise with that.
Okay. So teaching and different techniques with teaching K through 12 curriculum and then administrative development. Okay. And so as you find professional development or see professional development that you would like to attend, just go ahead, shoot me an email. I'll run through it with Ms. Simmons and then we'll give you an answer. Okay?
Sounds good.
Questions about that? Okay. So now we're going to work on see it, name it, do it. And so we're going to look through a script, and then we're going to name what you see was effective with the script, what's the gap, and then you're going to actually script one of your lesson plans.
Okay.
Okay? So, you want to go here.
Excuse me, can I get a headache pill?
Yes, give me a second.
Yes, ma'am.
So the lesson plan that we're gonna look over really quick, is Mr. Schulte's, lesson and how it's scripted out. And so if you see what to do, what not to do, and how it's scripted, and then he goes through and says, students may be able to make quick labels for the narrator of the story as crazy. So that he's scripting out what students will be able to do and what he should be able to do, okay? And this is different from computer science, but I want you to go ahead and take a second and look through it and see how it's scripted out, and then we're gonna go to one of yours and script yours out.
Okay.
Okay? And you can switch seats with me.
What we're saying is,
The list
it
that I
could have
did
been partially